Hello everybody, and welcome to my first video game review in quite some time. Today I'm going to review one of the most forgotten video games within the past 10 plus years, in Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe. This was a crossover fighting game that was created by Midway Inc., now known as NetherRealm Studios, back in 2008. As a matter of fact, when did the game come out? Damn, it doesn't give you the due date. Hold on, let me look it up. The game was released on November 16th, 2008, and is regarded by many fans as the tamest entry or related game of the Mortal Kombat franchise. The reason why I say it is because it's not as bloody, it is not as gory, it is not as grotesque compared to the rest of the games of the Mortal Kombat franchise. So, what are my thoughts on this game? I think crossing over to Mortal Kombat versus the Mortal Kombat and DC Comics franchises is a brilliant idea, a brilliant concept. However, it wasn't properly executed, in my brutally honest opinion. Allow me to explain why. First of all, the story was terrible. It was just made up just for the sake of crossing over two legendary and iconic fictional franchises. I mean, the game's story is pretty much as Superman and the Justice League fend off Darkseid as in Parademon Army. Raiden and his allies fend off Shao Kahn and his invading forces. All of a sudden, Raiden's efforts and Superman's efforts somehow cause both their respective universes and arch rivals to merge, and crazy shit goes down. Oh, and the being that Darkseid and Shao Kahn become is known as Dark Khan, which I know what some of y'all thinking that is a stupid name. It is a silly name. It is a shitty name, and you would be correct. Now, while I do think, once again, crossing over to Mortal Kombat and DC Comics franchise is a brilliant idea, the story should have been better, should have been more creative, should have been more elaborate, should have been more complex and compelling. It was just like, hey, let's just cross over two random franchises and see where it goes. And to me, it was just bullshit. And while it was cool seeing Batman fight Sub-Zero, Superman fight Raiden, Lex Luthor and Jax, all that, you really could have told a much better story. That's my biggest nitpick and negative of this game. The voice acting is pretty solid for the most part. I mean, the only character whose voice I didn't like was Catwoman's. I did not like her voice in the game. The finishing moves are both hit and miss. Some are good, some are not so good. Some are callbacks. But yeah, it's basically that. Now as for the voice acting, well, I did pretty much have no issue with the voice acting for the most part. For the DC side, I would have casted Tim Daly or George Newbern to voice Superman, Kevin Conroy to voice Batman, Mark Hamill to voice Joker, Susan Eisenberg to voice Wonder Woman, Clancy Brown to voice Lex Luthor, Ron Perlman to voice Deathstroke, Greg DeLeslie or now Greg Griffin to voice Catwoman, Michael Ironside to voice Darkseid, Nathan Fillion or Adam Baldwin to voice Al Jordan Green Lantern, Alan Tudyk to voice Barry Allen Flash, and Susan Eisenberg to voice Wonder Woman. I think that's them all. Yeah, that's them all. That's what I would have done, but the actors they get. Oh, and Jerry O'Connell to voice Captain Marvel. Forgot about him. The gameplay's solid. Even though I'm not an expert in the fighting games, I had very little issue with the gameplay. The graphics are good, the character designs are good, the character models are great. I have had no issues with them. But overall, I think what made this game not so memorable was the story, and outside of the finishing moves being hit and miss, the story to me was just half-assed and bullshit. Outside of that, I am going to give Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe a B minus. It's a fun game for, fun what if scenarios, but there should have been a better story, a more creative, more elaborate, more complex and compelling story. And two, some of the finishing moves could have been designed a whole lot better. Other than that, this game is fun. Um, I enjoyed it, but you know, if you guys played this game, let me know your thoughts of the game down below in the comment section. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.